welcome to my YouTube channel, Life with Annie. My name is Anna, but you can call me Annie. Now today, as the video says, I am going to give you an in-depth information about how life has been since I moved to Indonesia. So for those who are new to my channel, my name is Miss Anna. I am an English teacher and an expat. So I recently moved to Asia to teach as an English teacher, and it's been a couple of months now, and I want to give some updates. So you're gonna hear things about the few weeks of school, how I am settling in or settled in with people, food, moving around, things like that. So it's just basically going to be an update of my life in Indonesia so far. So if you're excited like I am, I'm just gonna give you some of the updates. For those of you who are really interested in teaching abroad and getting to know how some of these things could really affect you and your decision to move abroad, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and comment your views about the information I'm going to give you. Okay, so I do have my tablet here, made a list of some of the things, so don't mind me looking at it whilst we talk. And also I'm going to give you some videos and insert some videos or images in this video so you can understand first-hand experience what some of the things I'm talking about is, okay? Now, the first thing I'm going to talk about navigating and moving around the town. So I am not in the main city. I'm not in Jakarta. I'm in a different city which is far away from the capital. And around this neighborhood, we do not have a lot of cars and buses, but the main moving around options are bike and private rides. So we have two apps that I use for getting around, and that is Gojek and Grab. Okay, so Gojek and Grab are very, very popular, I think all over Asia actually, because I think there's Grab also in Singapore and other places I think also use Grab. So yeah, that's it. So you just download it onto the phone and it takes your location, you let them know where you're going to, they calculate the distance, and then you're charged. So you have to link your bank account or your money wallet to the app, and then it automatically deducts when the transaction or the movement is done. So that is how I get around my city or get around going to places, you know. However, when it comes to my job, I live very close to my workplace, so I do not take vehicle. I just walk, you know, with some colleagues. We wake up in the morning about 6:10, we set off, and we should be getting to work about 6:20, 6:30. Yeah, that's the time. And then we get to work and then we start preparing our day for the morning. Yeah, so that's it. But there are some buses. I think there's a bus called Transjakarta and Transpakuan, and they usually go to like Jakarta, like further away, you know. But they do have schedules for Monday to Sunday. Then you can choose what time you think you can meet them, and then you can hop on the bus and go, you know. And also the train is a bit far away from me, and so I haven't tried the train yet, but I'm looking forward to trying it for once at least. Yes, so yeah, that's basically it. So I just walk or cycle to work, make it easy for me to get to work. Now to grocery. Grocery is a bit easy to get grocery here because there is a big mall called Aeon Mall or Ion Mall, depends on how people pronounce it. I think it's a Japanese mall that is like has a lot of franchises all over Asia. It's really huge, and it has like everything you need from perfume to food to clothes, cosmetics, accessories, you know, everything. It's a really huge mall. It's basically like the way the Accra Mall is, but like way bigger with way better options, you know. So yeah, that is where I do my grocery. And there's also an IKEA. IKEA is like from Switzerland, I think, and they have a lot of like furniture and home decor. So I also go there to get just a few things like maybe mugs, jugs, and a few kitchen utensils. So that is how I get some things done. But mostly the biggest and easiest way to get groceries is through delivery. So Gojek and Grab are also very great with deliveries. They bring anything you buy online right to your doorstep. It's very, very convenient, okay? So Gojek and Grab for transportation and also for groceries, okay, and all that. So it's pretty much easy to get around and get your things. But there's also a marketplace right beside the Aeon Mall, the big mall, where you can get fresh fruit. I have one video on it recently that I did. And I actually went shopping, saw all the veggies, very huge. You can get meat, fish, chicken, everything you need to stock up your fridge or I don't know, kitchen so you can get. So that is where I do a lot of my shopping. When it comes to like shopping for like things like earrings, clothes, you know, anything that has to do with like real shopping that is not really groceries, there are some apps that are very great with delivering right to your doorstep, and if they get your address popular. And these are, there's an app called Tokopedia, and there is Shopee, and there is Lazada, and I think there are a bit more, but these are the three main ones I use. But the popular one that I use is Tokopedia. Tokopedia is like an app where so many other shops have their sales. Then you buy into your cart and you check what you want to get, and it's delivered to you within the days you want based on the delivery option that you choose. So it's very convenient. I bought this shirt, actually really beautiful. I bought this shirt from Tokopedia, which was really good, and I've loved it since. It's really pretty, I love the color, and it's just simple. I wear it on Fridays. I'll talk about that too in the video, okay? So that's about shopping and groceries. Now, since I started working here, there have been some cultural differences that I have gotten used to or I've noticed. So here are some of the things that I have noticed, okay? One thing I noticed is that Indonesians are very respectful, and especially the students are very respectful. They greet their elders with so much respect, you know? They have this thing where like they hold, when they see an older person, they want to show respect and greet them, they hold their hand and then do this, you know? It's like they just like put the fingers against their forehead just to show respect. So they greet them, selamat pagi, selamat siang, like that, you know? And it's very interesting to see that. I didn't have that back home. Back home, we have something more like a courtesy for girls or like a salute for boys, something like that. But it's a bit different here, and that's cool, you know? And another cultural shock for me was the fact that the food is good, but it's very, very spicy. They have crazy spicy food here. And I love spicy. I mean, I'm a Ghanaian. I eat shito, I eat like hot food. So I don't have a problem with the spice. It's really good. But the other thing that I'm still getting used to is the fact that they have like mix of flavors. Sometimes their local dishes could have a mix of taste. You know, it could be sweet and salty mixed together, and maybe the pepper mixed together. And you know, back home, some of these flavors are usually separated, you know, but they could be like a sauce that is like both sweet and salty or sweet and spicy and things like that. But I'm still getting used to it, and I love it. So sometimes I even have the lunch, and I do enjoy it. It's new, but I'm loving it so far, and it's good, you know, it's good. The next thing is the weather. So the weather here is very good. It's very beautiful. It's similar to back in Ghana. There is a dry season and then there's a wet season. But the only difference is that the wet season here is a bit longer, like it rains a lot. And the thing is that I love rain because I am somebody who loves rain and like dark weather, dark clouds and things like that. I just love it, you know. And the rainy season started already in like August, and it's still raining till now. And my colleagues told me that it's still going to rain till like April. It's like heavy rains with loud thunder and like lightning, and it's pretty like serious. So the dry season is just a little bit, but the rainy season a bit much. And I'm okay with that, okay? It doesn't snow here where I am, but the rain and the weather is very cool and I love it, okay? That's one beautiful thing about this place that I really love a lot. Now we're going to move on to initial classroom experiences. When I started teaching, everything was good. I didn't have any challenges. Classroom was cool. I had to decorate my classroom, which was really good because I've decorated my classroom since I started teaching 7 years ago. It's easy peasy, right? And the students are very respectful. They listen to you when you talk, but I am a very engaging teacher. So like I make the lesson so much fun, so many activities, and they really enjoy it. And so far it's been okay, with the students it's been okay. And on the other hand, my colleagues have also worked well with me and I've been able to open up to ask some of them for help, and I've gotten myself the help I needed and also figured my way around a lot of stuff so far. So classroom experience and first week experience was really good. I really settled in very well. And what I usually do with my students that I think anyone who's a teacher can try is I do this fun game where I guess their name. So I could have a list of names, and I'm very good with memorizing names. So I usually do it like the day before or something, and I just look through the names, or even sometimes a few hours before I start my lesson. And I did that before in a previous school, and it was really amazing. Kids just love you when you guess their name. So I just asked them to give me a clue of their name. So they'll be like, oh, my name is F. Then I just stand up for a music and I'm like, oh, Frida. I'm like, yes, miss, that's my name. Like, okay, good job. Then I go to the next student and I'm like, give me the first letter of your name. And they said maybe M. And if I don't remember, I'm like, the second letter, they said U. And I'm like, oh, Mohammed or something like that. And like, okay. So that is how I created the experience and the fun. The first day, that's the first day of me teaching with them. And that was exciting because it broke the tension. Like, I'm a new teacher, I'm from Africa. They haven't really had a black teacher before, and they didn't really know how to relate to me, but it was amazing because, come on, I'm a vibe. I'm just such a vibe, you know? I don't want to brag, but I'm a vibe. So in my class, it's always like learning, but it's not so tense. It is a very relaxed mood, you know? And then another thing I did is that I prepared a full-blown game all about me, like guess Miss Anna. So they guess my nationality. Most of them say, oh, I'm from Gambia. The other group will say that, oh, she is from, I don't know, Nigeria or something. But yes, I created like a Kahoot or a Blue Cat game that makes them guess, have fun trying to get to know me, you know? So I get to know them by guessing their names, and then they get to know me by the games that I make them play. And it's really exciting, okay? So if you're a teacher, you should always do that. It really eases up the tension and makes the kids love you when you try to introduce yourself for the first time as an expat teacher in a new world, yeah? Okay. All right, so there are some funny anecdotes, like some funny things that I really didn't get, and some of the things were now that some of the funny or sometimes interesting things that I noticed that was also part of the cultural shock here for me in Indonesia is the fact that they are very curious about foreigners, and where I am in my school, I am the only black teacher. Okay, so it's quite interesting. The parents want to get to know you, and it's more like interested to know who you are rather than something sinister like racism or something like that, you know. So, and when they get to know you, especially through their students, their children, they love you. You know, they just give you gifts. They try to say hi when they see you outside, and that's it. So I have instances when some people just want to take a picture with me. Okay, so maybe it's because they just want to talk to me, say hi, and get to know me. One time, there were some leaders that came to my workplace, and I went to the photocopier machine. I was trying to print something, and one of them just came, said hi, wanted to take a picture. I said, okay. I just said okay, and then took the picture with them. And usually, I love going around with a bike, okay, a motorbike. So a motor rider comes pick me up and I go around. Most of them are very curious because they never know who they're gonna pick until they come and they see me. then the first thing they do is try to speak Indonesian with me. And the interesting thing is the fact that I have learned Indonesian. I know how to speak Indonesian. In this video, I'm going to give you some of my Indonesian skills and how good I am, you know. I am self-taught, but I'm learning so much from speaking with people. And it's actually one of the tips I'm going to give when it comes to talking and surviving in a new world, okay? And the next thing is that Indonesians really love K-pop and K-drama. It's like most of the things they talk about. My students are into all the K-pop, like Korean this, Korean that. They want to look like them, speak like them, love these songs. It's more like a national thing, you know, like it's a huge number of people. And it's something that I'm used to back in Ghana, so it's not a big deal, but it's just interesting to know that they're really into the K-pop culture, right? And I even had a K-pop extract in my textbook that I'm dealing with right now with my grade 8. Okay, so my grade 8 has an extra about K-pop and how difficult it is for people to go through boot camp and training to become a K-pop star. And it's really interesting. The lesson is really interesting in that. And another thing is that Indonesians love concert. Like so many concerts go on here in Indonesia, you know. Recently, I think last year they had like Bruno Mars. I really wish I could have gone to see him, but I think the tickets was like way sold out before I came to Indonesia, so there was no way I could have gotten one. And another thing is the fact that it was too late and the location was way far away, so I just had to, you know, just missed it. But most of my students went and they were so excited and it was huge. Like attendance was crazy. So many people were there just to see Bruno Mars and they loved his song and they were jamming to it. I was like, okay, they are really into a lot of Western culture and Western music, which is really cool to know that they have that like ability to immerse themselves in other people's culture too, right? It's fun. And they love traveling. Another thing is that Indonesians love traveling. When I went to the airport a couple of times, I see that a lot of them are traveling in, traveling back, traveling out, you know, they have all their luggages and they have like travel groups. Like they have a lot of travel groups that put themselves together just so they can go to places, you know, they go to places like Japan, Singapore, Thailand, like that. So they go in a group, like a group traveling, and they come back, and it's really cool to see that they're really open-minded like that to travel around. And that's interesting because traveling is very enlightening, really enlightening, you know. And they also have very huge respect for like people in power, you know, like the president and things like that, because in each classroom, I'm not too sure if it's just my school, but in each classroom in my school there's like a picture of the president and the vice president, you know. I'm going to insert a picture of like me standing by one of the pictures in the classroom. It was very interesting. It's not something like I've seen before back in Ghana. We don't really do that, so, you know. Maybe in like public spaces or like government spaces, you can have the pictures of the president and the vice president, you know. But, you know, here it's like it's almost everywhere. You can see it everywhere in the classroom, and I think that's cool. It means they're very respectful to authority and the president and stuff like that. Yeah, is survival tips. So if you're a Ghanaian or African trying to move abroad, okay, some of the important things are these things I'm gonna tell you. First thing is learn the language, okay? Learn the language at least a little bit before you come. It makes your life way easier. It makes you neutralize yourself quickly. You can talk to locals, you can talk to your students, you know. Students are excited if you can speak their language, you know. So I use that also as a means of communicating with them, and that is amazing, you know. And I have learned a bit of Indonesian. I started before I came, like a month before I came. I picked up a lot of words, but later on I got better, like really good. So I'm self-taught and I am doing it on my laptop. So basically this, okay, I use Duolingo. I know Duolingo might seem like something very simple, but it has really saved me a lot because it has taught me so many Indonesian words that I'm not perfect, of course, because the grammar is different, but I'm able to put some words together so I can communicate to myself. Okay, so let me try to see if I can introduce myself and say some few things in Indonesia. Okay, all right, so selamat pagi, apa kabar? Saya baik, saya baik. Nama saya Ana Avugla. Saya seorang guru di Sampurna Academy. Saya tinggal di Sentul City, di Bogor. Saya suka makanan ayam goreng, mie goreng, nasi goreng, dan nasi putih. Indonesia makanan enak banyak. Saya mau jeruk, saya mau apel, saya suka ayam sup. Terima kasih banyak. Sampai jumpa. Okay, so all that I said was introducing myself, asking if you're fine and that I am okay, and telling you that I am a teacher in Sampurna Academy, and I live in a city, and also that I love food. I love Indonesian food, sambal, fried chicken, fried rice, white rice, and also that I love apple and oranges, and saying thank you very much. That's basically what I just said, okay? So trust me, my Indonesian wasn't this good before I came. I started just with a few words, like 2, 3, just to know how to say good morning and good afternoon, okay? And that's it. But now I've gotten better. And the thing is that I actually study every night. I learn the language every night before I go to bed. I have an alarm that reminds me, do your Indonesian lesson on Duolingo. Sometimes it can be exhausting because I'm like feeling sleepy and I don't really want to do it, but I tell myself that it's very important because that is how I communicate with the Gojek drivers that come to deliver my food, groceries, pick me up to places. They're interested to get to know me. So I let them know that, oh, my name is this, I'm from here. They ask me how long I've been here. I'm like, oh, I've been here from 6 bulan and I'll be here for 2-3 tahun, which is 2-3 years, etc. And it's exciting to be able to speak. And they are mesmerized by the fact that you can actually speak the language, right? So it's exciting for you to be able to do that. So survival tip 1, if you're teaching abroad, please learn some basic words. Very important, okay? Now, the second thing is you need to be open-minded. So many things I hear that I am not used to back home in Ghana, but I am open-minded and I accept it the way it is, and I have immersed into their culture, okay? So one thing that I'm open-minded about is like back home, we have like, on Fridays, we wear African print. Here, they call African print batik. We also have batik back in Ghana, but they also have their own type of batik. So I'll show you some images or pictures of me in batik that is required for you to wear on Fridays here in Indonesia. It's also like a cultural thing back there. And you know, it is something very similar that I really love, the fact that, oh, we have the same cultural similarities. And apparently, I don't know, but Ghana and Indonesia actually have like a lot of things in common. For example, Indomie. Did you know that Indomie is actually from Indonesia? And Ghanaians are like so obsessed with Indomie. It is actually from Indonesia. It is Indonesian mee. Mee means noodle. So Indomie means Indonesian noodles. I know, right? Like, it took me a while before I got it. And I told the kids in my class, like sharing cultural similarities with them, that we're like really love Indomie and like this Indomie joints at night and things like that. Then they were like, oh wow, that's amazing. And they told me they have more variety. So I got a lot more varieties of Indomie, and they're really delicious. A lot of them have a lot of the sambal, the pepper, and they have like different tastes, flavors, and it's amazing to know that at least you're open-minded, you get to learn a lot of things, and please always make sure that you do not make fun of anybody's culture when you travel abroad. It's very disrespectful, you know. They don't do that to me, so I don't do that to them. I respect every single thing that they do or they show me, you know. And then the final survival tip that I will say is very important, okay, is get to know your surrounding. It's not easy to get around. So first thing is that I only used to get to work and back home, but I got close to some of my colleagues that move around, and then I started to go around with them, you know. So I have some videos where we went somewhere to have a buffet, eat what you can eat, like meat. Oh my God, so much meat. I could barely stand it. It was so delicious and so amazing. It's like you pay an amount of money and then it's like all you can eat, but you can't take it back home. Like that's the sad part. You cannot take it home, but you can eat everything you want to eat, and that was cool. And so that is where I got to know the malls around, like IKEA, how to order things on my phone, things like that. Before I came, I did huge and tons of research. Watched a lot of videos on YouTube and got used to how this place would be like. So settling in was easy breezy, okay? So here are some of the important things about my stay so far in Indonesia. It's amazing. I'm loving it, and I really can't wait to stay here for the duration that I'm supposed to stay here, and then learn a lot from their culture, right? So the survival tips, the last ones that I give you: learn their culture, open-minded to their culture, learn their language, and get to know your surroundings, and you'll be fine, okay? So thank you so much. That's the end of my video. I'm going to post this soon as I'm able to put everything together, including giving pictures and videos to give real perspective of what I'm talking about. And I'll see you in my next video. Trying to be very consistent because I'm teaching and it's not easy juggling that with the YouTube, okay? So I'm just gonna try my best, yeah? Thank you so much for watching my video. Please like this video, post it, share it, and so I'm trying to build the channel, and please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much, guys. This is Life with Annie out, and see you in my next video. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye. Love you guys. Bye. You know